at all, but it put me in a situation that I was kind of stuck in. I really didn't want that information to be made public, but I think it's actually been pretty bullish for the community and for the project itself.
I do think it's played out in your favor. I mean, definitely a large part of the intrigue about about this project is the intrigue around you, your history, your wealth. To be frank with you, did have you disclosed how much you made of SHIB, or level wallet you are in SHIB to this day, or have you gone since you basically got outed to some extent? Did you need to just go full public?
Um, I essentially confirmed everything that the team member confirmed, which I was the $8,000 investment. Um, Obviously, at the time, that wasn't that one wallet wasn't my only wallet. As most whale investors do, they buy from multiple wallets. Um, so the only time my actual total holdings have been put out there is when I put out a video connecting my MetaMask on one of my wallet consolidators, and that's the only time that you'd be able to see my total holdings. Because like a wallet consolidator, you connect your multiple wallets, and it essentially just piles everything together. And if you want to move around between wallets, you just essentially click on your investment and you can play around with your wallets from there. But I mean, the numbers are out there. And I've had people hit me up that, have good intentions and have bad intentions as a result of that, which is
Oh yeah.
something that,
I mean, that's
so.
kind of hey, that happens in crypto. Happens in real life. If, if somebody finds out you got a huge stack, they'll you know. So so that's really interesting, man. And being in crypto since 2011, that makes you like a Bitcoin OG. I mean, that's before most people who consider themselves OGs were involved. Um, do you have a perspective on this part of the Bitcoin cycle that we appear to be in? We're clearly in a bear market. We tend to go through 4-year cycles with Bitcoin, and this is the first recession that Bitcoin has ever lived to. Obviously, it was created in response to the housing market crash, but now
Yeah.
Bitcoin is live and we're here in a recession. Does your time in crypto since 2011 give you some kind of feeling about how to structure this coin through the bear market, and how to participate with the macro market conditions?
I mean, honestly, as you said, I've been in the market a long time. With everything that's going on with the macro, um, I mean, I don't have any special insight of how to maneuver or market in this space. I mean, there's things that are outside of everybody's control. You know, I don't really want to touch on my personal beliefs and get into like kind of alluding to like financial advice of what I'm doing. Because I mean that's just my personal beliefs, and I could be wrong, and I don't want to lead anybody astray. But obviously I've seen this whole market cycle a few times. I mean, this one's kind of bad, um, and it might get worse. I'm not trying to startle anybody, but um, I've been through a couple of these, and on the bright side, every year we go through something like this, and every year the market recovers. You know, Sometimes it's a little sooner rather than later. But to answer your question, I don't have like a cheat sheet on how to run a project in this type of market. You know, I
That my gut reaction is to say that maybe you're a little humble about it, or you are, or your perspective of what you have in the market and what you've accomplished is maybe subliminal, like it's subconscious the way that you are participating in the market. But if not you, what do you owe the success of Squidgrow? Because to bring a project like this, with anybody looking at the chart, check out what I just posted to the pin to the top of the space. It's absolutely parabolic. I mean, to send something to 50 million in these market conditions is not common. So, what would you owe your success to then?
Okay. Well, as I said earlier, man, I mean, we could not achieve what we've achieved without the strength of the community. Obviously, it's backed by my own personal money, and so obviously that helps, achieve. If it's the community, it's the funding, it's the connections, it's the team. Blockchain Brothers from Dane. He's able to fill in the voids that I have with my connections. I mean, extremely well connected individual. I mean, it's ridiculous. One of the most connected people I've come across in a long time. In R Dub, we just think very like minded. And he's just a workhorse. I mean, the man just got married, and he's literally talking to me. As he's getting ready to walk down the aisle, working out on we working on Squidgrow stuff, and we're both pulling down 18-hour days. I mean, he just got married. That's the commitment. So, I think everything together as a whole, the community, big part. We got that solid foundation. They're going out there spreading awareness. We've got everybody in the background, to an extent that, we've got, I don't know, Ardo, what do you think? About 20 people in the background. We've got 2 development houses and 15 developers um, in the background helping develop our project. And then it's everybody that you see on the front end of that. We got the Blockchain Brothers, we got Dane. So it's kind of everything together as a whole. Obviously, to help send in this market, you have to, one, have the connections, and you have to have the funding to
Satoshi
do
here with the
all the
Huntsman, giving you a
necessary
live up.
things. And kind of a struggle that we just started facing the other day. um, I ran over my Binance monthly limit, as far as funding the marketing wallet. And if for those of you that don't know, you're able to move money you're able to move $1 million through Binance a month. And that just kind of touches on the amount of money that's gone into this project. And we ran over that with these new exchanges that we've announced we will be listed on this week. um, so that kind of puts a perspective in the amount of money that's gone into this to achieve what we've achieved. But even with the amount of money, without the community and the team being so devoted, I mean, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we have so far.
Yeah, agree 100%, especially on a meme coin. The community is everything. I touched on what I had pinned to the top of the space, but I didn't officially announce it. So for anybody who hasn't read it, we are giving away $200 in BNB. That's going to go to anybody listening now that buys any amount of Squidgrow. Just DM me your buy transaction. So after the buy comes through, you'll see on PancakeSwap it says, view transaction. Click that, send me the link. We're going to pick somebody to win $200. You could buy $2 worth. You could 100x your money right now, right here today. But Shibtoshi, I agree with you. The community is everything 100%. I'm really excited about these centralized exchange listings you have coming. Is it 3 coming just this week? Is that what I heard?
We've got 3 tier 2s and maybe a couple bonuses.
A couple bonuses. 3 is
We're
plenty, but that's going to be awesome. You want to be bought from every direction. You've got people on those centralized exchanges that aren't trading in DeFi, that are comfortable with their money where it is, and having the opportunity to buy this overhyped, very not overhyped, this very hyped coin. I could see people from the centralized exchanges buying it up and moving the price.
I agree with you, man. It's all about just spreading awareness and getting our name out there. You know, um, the community, as I said, is a big part. So as the community is doing their part, and we have to continue to do ours in the background.
Yeah, good deal. And so, any hints on? Can you tell us one that's coming? Can you tell us the letter that it starts with, or some?
Let's
Uh,
say
uh,
comment, bro. Let's say we're collecting exchanges like we're collecting infinity stones.
Let's
hey,
go.
hey, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. No. Poor R Dub has done so much paperwork this past week.
Yeah,
Um,
I call him Form Lord. He's the
I
Form
mean,
Lord.
Thanks,
I
guys.
mean, he is killing it. I mean, guys, I mean, this is the crypto space. Everything's on chain, so I mean, it's
Follow
not
the
hard.
money.
It's not
Follow
hard
the
to
money.
figure out. Yeah, it's not hard to figure out.
Well, I love it, man. I'm really stoked about this. We've got some buys pouring in right now. Shout out to the community buying up some Squidgrow. This is a fun one. Can you tell us what's the impetus for the name? You kicked off this huge. Yeah, I think you kicked it off. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I hadn't heard of grow tokens before this one, and now everybody wants grow in their name. Why grow and why Squid?
Okay, well, at the time that this Squid Grow was conceptualized, Squid Games was a big thing, right? Or is a big thing. Squid Games is a big thing. The Netflix TV series. And I'm a meme guy. I've made a lot of money in meme tokens. Um, so I wanted to do something that I felt like was memeable. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. It was almost Baby Yoda, if I'm being completely honest. But it was kind of overly played out. But I really liked the Squid Games Netflix TV series, and I really thought it was a memeable thing. And I definitely wanted to capitalize on that. And
I like it. Hey, can I give you? This is just off the top.
okay,
Can you hear me? This is just
yeah, I
off
can
the
hear you.
top of my head. It's something I had thought of before. I never executed it, but I always thought this would be so funny. In Telegram, you know that you could play games using slash game with two E's. Have you seen that?
I've
Yeah,
not, no.
there's a I'll show it to you after. But there's a in Telegram app that you can easily add to any Telegram chat, and it'll keep track of who's winning games. It's simple ones like Tesla and Alien Space Invaders, or I'm sorry, not Tesla, Tetris, and Space Invaders, stuff like that.
Shout out to our boy
Yeah,
Elon Musk, real quick.
yeah.
I like it.
But I've always thought, Squid Games, people die in the show. People lose. When you lose, it's over. I've always thought it would be really cool to have people put their bags up against each other and play like a game, and loser gets the other loses, and maybe they're
Oh
banished from
shit.
Telegram, and the winner gets their bag.
Oh, oh man. Yeah. I'm not sure anybody'd
I'll
actually
do it,
answer
bro. I'll do
back.
it. Hold a Squid Game death match,
Holy
and
shit.
Comet will put his bag up against somebody.
Holy cow. Well, I'm gonna tell you, comment. Hopefully, you don't lose your bag, because in 10 months' time, man, you're gonna really be hating yourself.
Hey, Shibtoshi, I'll play you for your bag.
Oh, yeah, I need that money. I need that.
So we do have a lot more speakers here. Huntsman, pleasure to meet you. R Dub, congrats on your wedding. ISO, man, we've been working for a while. Really good having you around. So shout out to everybody here. Do you want to give Shibtoshi? Do you want to give anybody from the team the opportunity to talk about their experience or what they've got planned?
Oh yeah, for sure, guys. I can just talk and talk, especially as I start waking up a little more. But I'd like to go ahead and introduce R Dub. R Dub is my CFO. He's very trusted to me. He's a very solid guy. I've known him for some time now, and as I said earlier, I met him in a private whale room, and our relationship just kind of grew from there. So, R Dub, you want to go ahead and speak, bud?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Comet. Thanks for having us. Look, I'll keep it relatively brief. People have kind of heard most of my story before, and Yeah, I guess it's not as exciting as Shibtoshi's story, but I got into the crypto space, originally Bitcoin as well, early on in 2011. Obviously at that time, yeah, I wasn't buying as large amounts as Shibtoshi was buying either, but over the next kind of, many years, I traded in, top 200 coins for some time, and then landed in the BSC space probably about 18 months ago now. And, I do say that there isn't, that much that is interesting about my story, but at the same time, somewhere along the way there, call it fate or whatever it was, I happened to come across Shibtoshi in a private whale group, which actually, now that I sit down and it hits me, it actually is pretty phenomenal, and unique. So I guess there is something in there that's a little bit different. But yeah, Shibtoshi and I met in a private whale group, and as he said, we had started talking about the space, and the relationship just grew from there. We had the same ideas, we had the same views of the space, and really, that's how Squidgrow was born. As Shib said, he already had the contracts and stuff, but we had a very similar idea about what we wanted to do in the space. And one thing led to another, and that leads us to where we are today. Yeah, I did happen to get married very early on in the picture when Squidgrow launched, but priorities are priorities at the moment, and a lot of my time has gone into Squidgrow, and I'm really happy the way things have played out. We've had Dane and ISO and the Blockchain Brothers come into the picture as well. It's all just been a bit of a fairy tale, but looking at the chart, looking at the community and everything else, it really speaks itself. And I'm really excited. I can't talk about what's coming up in the next couple of weeks or anything like that, but I'm really excited to see where Squidgrow is going to go. So yeah, I'll keep it brief, but Dane, ISO, if you guys want to jump on and introduce yourselves as well.
Hey, so you hinted at something. I wouldn't be a good interviewer if I didn't at least try to tease it out. So this is a meme token. It is running like a meme token. It's going parabolic. But can you confirm that you are building something, anything, developing something?
Well, as Shib said earlier, we've got two development houses in the background with two teams of 15 developers. It's the Squidgrow motto that we underpromise and we overdeliver. We don't leak secrets. All of our previous utilities, we've just dropped them as they were going live, and that's what we're going to continue doing going forward. But we have leaked, one thing that is coming up that is pretty substantial, and that is our bridge to Ethereum. I'm sure you probably have already heard about that one, Comet, but unfortunately, I can't leak any more secrets today.
All right, man. Well, I had to try, and I appreciate you telling us. A bridge to Ethereum would be very bullish, especially given the market cap and the whales on the ETH side. You get a big enough liquidity pool and an established name like this, and you could see some massive, massive buys coming from ETH whales. But that's been my experience. But I love BSC too. I love what you guys have done on BSC. This has been a wild ride, it looks like.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it definitely has. I'm gonna go a little more into detail in the bridge. This is probably a good opportunity to do so. We talked about it with the team. So the bridge is done. The bridge has been done. Um, the bridge is actually being audited right now. But on that note, um, me personally and the team as well thinks that it's probably best to come out with the bridge after the Ethereum 2 comes out. Obviously, there is a possibility that there could be a sell off when Ethereum 2 comes out, and I definitely don't want to be connected to any type of major sell off that could hurt my community. So, as of now, that's kind of our mindset on it. Obviously, that's subject to change, but that's kind of where our heads are currently. And I think anybody that has seen, you know, other projects come out with like a version 2 knows the real implication that it could have. Either it could pump parabolic, or there could be a major sell-off as existing whales dump to buy the new chain. So that's kind of where our heads are on that. So we've not really publicly come out and said that yet, but that's kind of where our heads are right now.
There's some alpha for the Comet Calls community. So shout out to y'all. Thanks for dropping the alpha in here. The bridge is done, but we're gonna wait, and I think that's a good strategy. It's not just, that people could try to sell and get a better opportunity. It's also just that, being in the market so long, there's a buy the rumor, sell the news type psychological move that most traders make, and I think that's a good reason that you guys don't announce anything beforehand, because it can cause that kind of cyclical nature of news actually being a negative on the chart as people buy the rumor and sell when it comes out. So I appreciate your perspective on that, and I tend to agree that makes sense.
And with that said, I think I'm going to pull up Dane. Dane is our marketing guy. He's leader of the Blockchain Brothers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Very solid guy. He's a fellow Texan. Mad respect to him. So, Dane, if you'd like to say a couple words.
Sure, and I'll bring up ISO too. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, I can.
Yeah.
All
Go
good?
ahead.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll keep it brief to introducing myself like RDub. I've only been in crypto since 2016, so a little bit more green, I guess. I got in as a lone wolf, did a lot of TA and studied that for a while. I was into Forex and stock trading prior, so that was like my bread and butter. Completely lone wolfed it for like 2 years. And got burned really, really hard, completely off guard in 2018 when the big giant crash happened. I think a lot of other people can relate to that. That wasn't fun, but I stayed in the game. A lot of people left. A lot of people got mad at crypto. I stayed in. I stayed obsessed. I stayed locked to YouTube, and I made a lot of connections in that time. And they grew and grew and grew, and eventually it led me to VRA Veracity, which was my first big project I did marketing for. And from there, I got into the DeFi space because that was originally in ETH before it went on to KuCoin. And from there, it was all project leadership, project management, public speaking, figuring out what projects needed to grow, and had a really good time doing that. In the process, got involved with some bigger name projects you guys may know. Some of those were Hokkaido, Kishu, HODL Token, Floki, more recently Catcoin. And then that's brought me to where I am today with the Blockchain Brothers. ISO and I partnered several months ago, and we've had some fun, to say the least. Typically, the Blockchain Brothers operate in the background, so that's why some of you may not have heard of us. But we do provide services to many of those larger companies, helping them get connected with where they need to go, helping them get fast-tracked, trending, all sorts of things that you typically see in the GGen space, but really, really done quickly and more affordably. So we pride ourselves on that. But with Shibtoshi and RDub and Squidgrow, we came out of the woodwork to partner with them because it's such an amazing project and such an amazing team. Getting to know these guys through the past months, it's been a pleasure, to say the least, and to work along their side. So we're here to offer our services and to make this thing grow. And just an example of kind of how we operate versus a traditional marketing company. The other night, I'm sure many listeners are aware, we had like a $500,000 sell-off essentially from one wallet and a few other whales who followed him. That wasn't fun. We went from, I think, 36 million market cap down to 13 within about 3 minutes. And within about 30 minutes, the entire dip got eaten up. And I could say a lot of that is contributed to the strength of our community in Wales. But the reality was we had to react, and it's a testament to two things. The first, which is Shibtoshi and RDub. It was 3:30 in the morning for Shibtoshi. It was really late at night in Australia after a long day for RDub, and that means that if they had been sleeping, we might not have recovered. And so what we did, we got together behind the scenes. It was chaos. Everybody was DMing us. Everything was blowing up. It was madness. And we said, look, we're going to put together a real quick strategy. We know we have exchanges coming this week. Let's make that public. Let's give them a little something. Let's give them some good news. So we went to chat. We had 200 people in the voice chat. We sat there for 30 minutes addressing everybody's concerns, and we bounced back right up to where we got that $500,000 sell off within about 30 minutes. And it was pretty amazing to see the amount of volume that came through and the amount of people that supported us and speak up and spoke up in the community. I haven't seen such energy in a voice chat like that. If I'm being honest with you, it was pretty overwhelming and very humbling to be a part of. But that's kind of how we operate with Blockchain Brothers, ISO, and I, and Mateo, our third member. We hang out with the project in a much more involved fashion, whereas traditional marketing companies will, they'll do their corporate structure where they have a schedule for you and a calendar, and they have this and that coming this day, and they don't really understand that the crypto markets are incredibly volatile, and that's not something that can work sustainably when you're trying to grow a young project. Perhaps when you're at altcoin status on Binance and KuCoin and all these things, but when you're growing, every moment is vital. And so that's where we pride ourselves on being able to come into the project and give a day-to-day strategy that reflects the market condition, reflects where the project's at, and keeps people guessing, to be frank. But that's a
And
little bit about
Dane,
us. And go ahead, ISO.
yeah, sorry to interrupt, bro. I think like we call it adaptive marketing, right? Because everybody simply wants to make the same moves over and over again with these projects in this space. And it's really pretty hard to stay up to date and know which moves to make to grow organically, for instance. So we tend to uh, do some more research into out of the box marketing, right? Stuff that hasn't been done before. Like I'm not, nah, I almost wanted to give it away. I'm not giving it away for sure. But for instance, the Chingari stuff, right? India's TikTok, like no, we did it. Okay, we did it with Catcoin and it blew up, but we're doing it again, and we have like millions of views and crazy interaction on Chingari. It's popping up on Chingari, and Chingari is basically a tokenized um TikTok, right? Because TikTok is not available or are blocked in India. So this is the alternative. So those type of moves, we tend to make every single day just to just to sprinkle the pepper and salt, as we call it, on this project and keep growing it. But yeah, Kami, Mateo, like,
Oh yeah,
we've
I know Mateo very well, and I know you pretty well. Dana,
yeah,
we
bro.
haven't had the pleasure yet, but I totally respect what the Blockchain Brothers do. I am pretty well connected, and I know your guys' work. I know how you work in the background and what you've done for many large projects. So that's
Yeah,
the Blockchain
yeah, yeah.
Brothers is a large reason that I was very bullish on Squidgrow.
uh, Great to hear that, bro. We like I said, I founded the Blockchain Brothers like a year and a half ago with Mateo, right? It came out of nowhere. We said, you know what? We keep investing, but it's also time to start making marketing moves and um find smart ways to help projects, right? So, and Mateo's a smart guy. He's very well connected as well. Obviously, so that's how we started, and we grew. And Dane came on later, like beginning of this year, joined us, and bro, he's been killing it. Like bro, on Squidgrow, I'm saying he's over delivering. If I'm being honest, no, for real. But end of the day, if I have to explain Blockchain Brothers, we've been kind of working in the shadows. That's how I actually like it, and mm, that's what we're strong at. It's tell me, comment, tell me um, marketing businesses, marketing uh, um, guys that survive long in this space. They
Yeah,
don't.
they
They don't. They
yeah,
don't.
it's
They
true.
don't. They offer, and after a couple of months they're gone. And we trying to keep the quality up. We will not make any promises we won't deliver, right? And that's, I believe that's our one of our strengths, right? So
And
the
like
things we do promise, we deliver, right? That's
and like you said, the space is ever changing. I remember I was in a pre-sale for a for a project from some guys who were in a big project that everyone would know the name of, and they tried doing the same roadmap basically that they did 7 or 8 months ago, and it was it was a bust. It went nowhere. The space is ever changing. marketing is ever changing. You have to be adaptable. So definitely, I appreciate that. That's your
Yeah,
perspective on it.
like for instance, with even with Squidgrow in the beginning, we were talking with Chiptoshi and Ardub and asking them like, what have you done thus far? What did the previous guys you worked with for marketing plan for you? And they were talking CMS, like crypto moonshots. I was like, oh God, no, 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 no. Like that's like 2 years ago. Like the space has changed, and you know, it's actually we already have to think about 2023, right? And what's next, in terms of marketing, what's next. To be honest, like marketing is 90, let's say 90-ish%, um, is like, yeah, 90-ish% of the project depends on marketing,
It's so
because if you stop with marketing, it's over. And
it's so comprehensive, right? Like it's such a broad term. It can be anything from shilling in your community and rate and organizing those to getting a trending to making sure your website and your white paper looks good. It involves an entire teams. It's not just everybody says, "Oh yeah, we got marketing covered. Marketing's good. Marketing, no problem."
And it's
But
also oversaturated, Dane. Like, how many people offer marketing? Like, how many you have to protect yourself from the
But
marketeers,
Dane, I
right?
know 100% what you mean. Like marketing is not one thing, and even the community coming together, and as you know, community is number one. That's the most important. But how do they market your project? What is their vision of the project? Why do they love the project? All of that stuff, stems from the marketing too. So definitely, it's a comprehensive and important. That's an adaptive element of the project. So I agree with
exactly.
you guys.
At the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters is how your project looks to the eyes of an investor. And you have to have that investor mindset and understand what an investor wants to be able to market effectively. And we all come from DJ backgrounds here. A lot of us here in DeFi, we've been buying shit coins left and right. We all engage in that to some degree. And so I think you have to have a good understanding of that to be an effective marketer in DeFi. And it's that simple. A lot of these bigger marketing agencies that you see, the big massive corporate entities, they don't do that. And so when they come to market a project from its inception, there's so much disconnect and there's so much timing mismanagement and all sorts of things that go wrong because simply they don't understand the space that we're in. And I think that's what we
Makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense to me. And so what do you so first of all, I want to say that when that huge dip to 13 million happened, you guys keep saying you recovered. I think you printed a new all-time high. I mean, I'm looking at the chart. It looks like you hit a new all-time high right after that dip.
Yeah, we actually did. Actually, unfortunately, I was asleep when it occurred, but yeah, we definitely pumped up to a new HEH.
That's wild. That's wild. And that's, you know, I'm bullish on meme projects because of that reason. Like, yes, many of them are pointless, and yes, many of them will fail in the first 2 weeks. But when you look at, yeah, you can miss 99 times. You only need to hit once on one of these to get that huge parabolic, insane rally. And when you haven't even listed on centralized exchanges yet, it just feels like, especially with what you guys are telling me, that there's a lot more to come.
comment. I have to say something on that note with meme coins. They think about this. Why do companies like big brands, big giant marketing companies and advertising avenues use mascots, right? Like think about Aflac, the duck, or Lucky Charms, the leprechaun, right? Like each one of these things has a meme attached to it. The only difference is that these are coming from crypto, and meme coins are not what they once were. They have real utility. You can talk to meme coin leaders and find incredible utilities across the space. And I think it's becoming more of a norm now. And the real serious projects that are labeled as meme coins, if you go and dig deep into them, you will often find that incredible utility. As Shitoshi mentioned, the development teams that we have are incredible, and we definitely have some exciting things coming on that note. And I think as people and this next generation that's coming into crypto sort of realizes that this is where most of the money is, you're going to see more and more of a shift to brands incorporating memes the same way that traditional advertising companies have.
Yep, I agree with it. I believe it. Hey, I don't want to leave anybody who is waiting on this hanging. So if you all don't mind, I'd like to pick our winner of the $200 giveaway. We have many entries waiting for it. And the way that I do it so that it is random and fair is I have all of these buy transactions in my DM right now. And I've counted it up. It looks like we have 39 people that bought during this AMA and submitted their buy transaction to my DM. That's not counting who else may have bought and not known or not been able to figure out how to get their buy transaction. So what I'll do is line them up 1 through 39. Oh, another one, 1 through 40 in my DMs. And Shibtoshi, if you'd like to do the honor, just tell me a number between 1 and 40 and we'll get this person picked.
Let's do 13.
13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is a big fan of yours. He has a Squidgrow logo, and that's General So Burrito, Joe 27116479. Joe, if you're listening, shout out to you. You're the winner. I'm DMing you right now. Feel free to request to speak, and we'll give you a congratulations, man. Congrats, Joe.
Congratulations, man.
Nice. All right.
So with that said, Common, if you don't mind, I'd like to pull the Huntsman and a few other people up to speak if we've got time for that.
Absolutely, man. We've got time for it. And Joe, we just got you up here. Congrats, man. You won $200.
Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
You're welcome. I'm glad it went to a true blue Squidgrow fan. I see you've got the Squidgrow Avi. So that's awesome. Your profile picture. It looks like you're a big Squidgrow guy.
Absolutely, man. Of course. No better coin out there.
What drew you to the project? Do you mind me asking? Just because it's fun. You just happen to win, and it looks like you're a good community member.
I saw it. Actually, saw R-Dub post it. I kind of faded it initially, kicking myself in the ass for that now, but got a decent bag there and been a part of the community for a while. But really happy, and everybody seems really awesome. So no reason to go anywhere.
Love it, man. Well, congrats again, and we'll go on to the Huntsman.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too, man.
How's it going, everybody? Comet, thanks for having us. This is really, I love the Twitter Spaces.
Oh, me too. It's so cool that people can just stumble in here, learn about a new project. Telegram AMAs are cool, but you're really locked in to who in the community is intending to be there and set their clock or whatever. Spaces, people just kind of come in and out and feel it out if they want to be here.
Yeah, it's cool. And then I get to see everyone's, I get to scroll through and see everyone's profile pictures and recognize some people, either who we raid with or who we've raided pretty hard. Church of Pumps, I see them in the crowd. That's one person that we raid all the time. So I'm the Huntsman. I'm really good buddies with Shibtoshi. We've been best buds for over 10 years. So I feel like I'm not part of the team, but I feel like I just get to give a good firsthand account of the quality of his character, which is extremely important, right? Because anyone can tell a story, but the eyewitness accounts of the story really give it solidity. So I'm able to just give a different perspective, and I've really bonded with the community. I've been a part of a few big projects with strong communities, but nothing like this before. I honestly feel like just really tight bonds with some of the people in the community, even though we've never met. We speak every day. We go raid together, and it's just something that's really addicting and really fun. Like, I don't even watch the charts very much. I get more excitement just of being in the Telegram, and I feel a lot of people have the same perspective as me in that sense. So, yeah, I look forward to watching this community grow. If you guys aren't part of the Telegram, go join it. We try and have live raids every day. And honestly, we're raiding all day long. So come check it out. It's a really fun place to be. And
yeah, I can definitely attest to that. When I tweet about Squidgrow, not only do all my tweets blow up, but everybody who replies to me, their tweets get blown up too. Just the replies. It's funny but it appears to be a very effective rating strategy, and it also incentivizes, anybody who notices and wants that engagement on their Twitter. All they have to do is reply to a tweet about Squidgrow, and they get blown up too.
Yeah, so yesterday when we were raiding, we had like 100 people in the raid, and people, some of the channels that we were raiding, they were like, "Are you guys bots or like what's going on right now?" So it was pretty funny. It's just good times, man.
Hell yeah. Well, pleasure to meet you, man, and happy you were able to join us on this space. I'm glad that you can vouch for Shibtoshi's character. Of course, that is an important thing that everybody wants in a dev. Um, so yeah, got the contract audited, got the vouches, got the
I
block.
just have one I just have one request. If funny, I see Funny Donald in the crowd. If you could raise your hand, I'd love to hear a couple words from him. This guy is just
He's
he
epic.
brings a he, he brings a lot of joy to the community. So let's get him up here to say something.
I haven't heard his shtick yet, but I was scrolling his Twitter a second ago, and I saw the resemblance is good. He's got the
Oh my gosh,
costume,
it's
so it looks
incredible.
right.
It is incredible. Donald, raise your hand, please.
Even his bio, love the crypto. No one loves crypto more than I do.
There are so many good community members in this, and that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, here he is. Adding as a speaker now. Hey, Funny Donald, got you added as a speaker. Thanks for joining us.
You are so welcome. And I got to say, what you've all said today is absolutely correct. I love Squidgrow. It has made me hugely happy. My portfolio has never looked better. And I got to say, I did a video yesterday asking Elon Musk to rename his dog Squiddy. And I got to say, I've decided I'm not a dog guy myself, but I decided to get myself my own dog and name him Squiddy. Hey, Squiddy, stop it. Okay, I'm on a call. Hey, Squiddy, Squiddy. Okay, so I just got to say that you're all fantastic. Love what you're doing. And I can't wait to see this go to the moon.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for joining us. I agree. Everything said here has been fantastic, including you. That was fantastic, man.
You're so welcome, Squiddy. Squiddy, not on the carpet.
Comment. I'd like to unmute Squidgrow Joe and MJ if we could.
Yeah, so what you guys want to do is request to speak, push the bottom left button, Squidgrow Joe, and I will get you added as a speaker. But you have to be on mobile and push the button that says request to speak. All right, got both of them. Squidgrow Joe, I was scrolling his profile the other day, saw he was a Kentucky boy. I am too, man. So we only live about half an hour from each other. So that's pretty cool. Happy to meet him.
Hey, how's it going? Hello?
How's it going, man? Your YouTube videos for Squidgrow, you crush it, man. I haven't spent too much time looking into them, but the few that I have, good content, good work, and happy to have another Kentuckian here involved in crypto.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because it's I think I'm not sure who I was telling I was telling someone the other day. I'm like, this is only going to be the beginning of other people, YouTubers, covering something like Squidgrow because of how massive it's going to be, the huge community, all the excitement, and of course, people like Satoshi and RDub just coming through and saying, "Hey, here's more stuff. Here's what else we're working on." And when these people say they're doing something, they're not just like downplaying. It's gonna happen, And it's always something exciting to have a team of people that is adamant about what they're doing and caring about the holders throughout the whole way through. So, like I said, I forgot who I was saying it to, but I was like, there's a lot more people, especially YouTubers, that are going to be getting involved. It's inevitable because everyone's going to be wanting to talk about the next big thing. And in my opinion, this is easily the next big thing.
But yeah, I'm getting that vibe too, man. So what drew you to the project initially? How long have you been involved?
I'll be honest, skepticism. I was like, what is this? Because we all heard about the previous thing with the previous Squid token. And then we start looking into this, and for me, I looked into this a little bit, and I said, okay, whatever. I walked away. I was looking at something else, and then it gets in your mind again. It's like a song that you just have in your mind. So you go back and look at more, and you go, okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, cool. And then you go back and do whatever. And after a while, you go, okay, what's this all about? And after looking into all this, after talking with a lot of great people, you just go, okay, this is huge. This is for real. And I think that the more people get to understand that, it's going to be a lot bigger. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for what Squidgrow's about. Obviously, what the dev team is doing, and with everyone, the community. I mean, you could go on 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. Everyone's in the Telegram. Everyone's excited. Everyone's pumped, and everyone's having a good time. It's absolutely.
Love it, man. Love it, man. Absolutely. I'm catching all those vibes. Like I said, I'm kind of late to the game. I don't think that I got too involved until we were already in the tens of millions, but I'm getting all the same kind of frequencies that you are from this community and from this project. And MJ, I've got you added as a speaker too, man. Love what you do, playing basketball. One of the best to ever do it. One of the best Lakers ever for sure. So that's awesome. You guys have MJ, one of the best basketball players ever in your community.
Well, I'm not the real MJ, but I am the real MJ.
That's not
In
Magic.
crypto.
That's not Magic Johnson. Not the real what?
I know Magic Johnson in real life, to be honest with you.
You
But
do?
oh yeah, I was a professional basketball player when I was younger. But that's
man, let's go.
That's not why we're here. I just want to appreciate you for having us here in the Twitter space. But the unique thing about this project is that there's so many people with powerful stories on how they came to be a part of Squidgrow. And I'm thinking about my own story, which was getting Papa, who's in here. He hit me up and said, "Hey man, I got a project for you in my call channel." And I said, "All right." I said, "Man, good looking out." As we just had started, not too long ago, and Squidgrow came on, and at that time, I was blessed to be able to 390,000 market cap, and get in at 500,000 market cap. So in the process though, really, I started hitting up Shiv like in the DMs and stuff like that, and honestly, man, with the way I live my life and the principles that I stand for. When I saw this guy, most people are going to say like, oh, the big story is, we got a billionaire owner and he was a top holder in Sheev and all this stuff. But for me, that's not really what I see. I actually see a guy who's probably, I mean, I can go as far as saying one of the most humblest people I've ever met in my life, and that's what I'm more attracted to because humility is big, man. I'm a biblical person, and I'm gonna have to spit because I preach in some of these well groups, and there's a verse in Luke 9 verse 14, and it says that those who humble themselves shall be exalted, and I think that principle is just powerful because as you see what's going on with Squidgrow, you can tell that there's some humility in what's going on because I mean he doesn't have to be here. He's not trying to make money off of anyone. He's trying to help many people have the same experience that he had, and he's trying to bring some goodness to the atrocity that we have been facing in this space. And I think that's what I really appreciate. I mean, him being in DMs, talking to the everyday investor, answering DMs. I mean, how many millionaires or billionaires would actually even do that? Just talk to people in general, but to let alone be the owner, like having a million things going on. But him and RW are there answering, DMs and stuff like that. And I get the pleasure of talking to him on a daily basis. Like yesterday, it was crazy when we talked after. I was telling them like, man, it was that whole thing that happened that Dane was talking about, and I think that's just a testament to our community and the belief in someone who's doing something good for this space. And I think that I mean, I've said it. I took screenshots and everything. I said this thing was going to be massive at 390. So, and I really believed, and I start telling people, and I start getting in, and now I got family members in. I got, my wife in. I can't get my wife to not want to buy it. And I was telling Shib yesterday, man, if you got my wife, wanting to throw in big amounts of money, then man, you must be doing something well, because that's a very, very hard thing to do. So, just looking at what's going on, I think that in the end, in the bigger picture of all these things, when it's all said and done, we can look back and say, man, how many lives this team change? I mean, I think we can all look and say, all right, individually, man, we're gonna all moon and have all this money, but think about how many lives in this world, in this space, will be changed forever, and the sentiment that we can get in this space with what's going on here. So I could go on, and I'm not, but I just want to appreciate the team. Dane, man, a professional, and he just knows his stuff, man. I love hearing him talk, and he's just always on point, concise, and R-Dub is like the chillest person in crypto. And Shibtoshi is just humble, man, and I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the wells in our group, and I just appreciate our I just appreciate our community, man. It's massive, and I really appreciate all the things that they're doing. So thanks for allowing me the time to talk, and I hope we get to do this more. And if you're out there and you're just listening and you haven't become a part of Squidgrow, just come to the community. Even if you're like still not sure, come to the community, feel the power, feel what's going on in there, see how engaged everyone is, and just have a good time on this ride that we're taking. Because it's after what happened yesterday, if you don't think that this project is unstoppable, then you'll never think any project is unstoppable. So thanks again, and thanks for allowing me to talk. Comment. Appreciate you and what you've done for us today.
For sure, man. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for giving your story of your experience with this. To think that you got in at 500,000, which sounds, pretty high for a stealth launched BSC project, and then you still printed 100x on it. It's just crazy. And
Massive.
yeah, and then like you said yesterday or whenever it was, for the chart to go down probably 75%, and then immediately the whole community rallies and takes it back up to a new all-time high. It's just it's like you said, it's just a testament to this community and to this project about how strong it is and about how it's clearly here to stay. And I'm just really excited to see how it performs against centralized exchange listings, for those guys that don't really participate in DeFi as much as we do, to get the opportunity to buy a super hyped meme coin. They usually, history has shown they jump at the chance, because there's a lot of gains to be made on a meme coin. Not financial advice, obviously, nobody can predict the future, but we've seen that happen. So I'm excited to see what happens on this one.
Yeah, man, there's definitely some bullish stuff going on. And after what happened yesterday, if you don't think it's bullish, then nothing will ever be bullish to you. That's all I got to say.
In a bear market, guys. In a bear market. Anyway, you guys were talking about changing lives. Sometimes we don't really realize, but even at this market cap, for people who bought in like really early, just $1, $2, $3, $4, whatever, invested in his token, we've changed those lives forever, right? Realize that. And I know some good friends who were completely broke and invested small amounts of money um, on these moonshots, and their lives are changed completely, right? They can support their families. They can do, I'm not giving any financial advice here, but we are already changing lives here. So realize that.
Love it, man. I'm bullish. I'm very bullish. Shibtoshi, do you want to take any questions from the community? Do you want to give us any closing thoughts? We're about 75 minutes in. I'm happy to stick around. I'm not pushing you off. Feel free. Just do whatever you want. I'm just...
Yeah, I'd love to take questions. I'd love to
Cool.
open up the floor.
Awesome. We've got Matthew. I don't know. I'm just accepting whoever requested in the order they requested. So, Matthew, we've got you added as a speaker. Do you have any questions for the Squidgrow team?
first off, thank you for having me. I don't normally do the Twitter thing here, but I'm happy to come and listen to what you guys have to say. You know, I had a friend recommend me this project probably a week and a half ago, and I didn't really look into it because there'd been so many degens, and I stepped away from crypto. That was my mistake, obviously, but I'm in it now, and I'm really proud of what you guys are doing. I'll say I was involved with Grimace Coin. I was the project manager on it for a couple of months. You know, I rode that thing through 2 all-time highs. Could have cashed out $300,000. I didn't. And then, you know, things happen and the space changes. And eventually, you know, you move on to look for other projects that, you know, might actually do something amazing and, you know, create this opportunity. And I think I get Grimace Coin community vibes, and I don't know how many were involved in that. I'm not trying to show any other token. I'm not saying go buy it, but you guys have an incredible community here, and I was involved over there in that community. It was like so passionate. Everyone works so hard together, and I think you guys have so much more potential than a coin based off some silly restaurant. So my question is, what are you guys going to be doing for the long term? And this is what I ask everybody anytime I get involved in a project, whether it's an investor joining the team. I'm like, how do you build that long-term sustainability that goes beyond community hype? I know you guys have NFTs, there's staking. What are you guys going to bring to the table that's going to innovate in the space and bring on new investors that aren't here just for the community, but looking for innovative changes that ensure investor confidence?
Dan, you want to handle this?
Sorry, guys, could not get to my freaking app. Yeah, so long term, we've said it before, and I hate to say this thing over again because we've heard us say it, but we under promise and over deliver. And when it comes to long term, there's a lot of things that help long term, and that's the utility side. I know that the bridge that Shoshi and his team have made is amazing. I've seen it. It's going to be something that's extremely secure and done very thoroughly as far as all the ins and outs. That's just a small example of, I think, some of the future utilities that will come, and they'll come when they're ready, right? Like, we're not going to like hype them up for a long time. We notified people of the bridge because we want people to know on the east side that we are coming to them, and that, and you know, they can have that to look forward to. But when it comes to other things, we can't really reveal that. But with long-term strategy, it's, you can't just say, "Hey, we're going to do this in 6 months or this in 3 months." You've got to get to 6 months and 3 months first, and that's an eternity in crypto, as we all know. So it's a day-to-day thing. You have to be there, putting in those hours, and it's not like a little part-time job. It's a full-time job, and then maybe even 2 full-time jobs. And so you've got to have the team and the community that's passionate to be able to drive that through to the 3 months and to the 6 months. And the other thing too is you can't always be reactive to the market. You have to be proactive behind the scenes. So we've got kind of two things going. You know, for example, with the tier ones that everybody wants, those sometimes take several weeks to get onboarded with. So you have to start making that process happen if you want to get on something like that. And so when it comes to long-term strategy, we're always working on bigger plays that take sometimes weeks or even months to roll out in the background, while at the same time paying attention to the day-to-day tasks. And I think doing a combination of both of those will get you to that longer term success, and not just one or the other. And I think a lot of teams make the mistake of only focusing on one or the other. For instance, a lot of the degen plays you see are only focused on the short term. They want a quick call out group, or they want this, or they want to fast track this, or a trending that. That's good for like a day, but then once you've spent your money and dumped your market, what do? And then you've got the opposite effects when it comes to utility-based projects that may sound boring. You've got very little marketing, but then they talk about this incredible use case and value and thing they're going to bring, but they don't have a date on it, or perhaps it's 3 months or 2 months away. And so that, why would I hold a token like that, right? What makes me want to hold it tomorrow and the next day? And so I think the important thing is to realize that we have both of those focal points happening at the project, and that's going to stay that way
And
until you
then,
get to that longer term vision and you see those big utilities unveiled.
don't forget, right? People don't know what's happening in the background, but we actually have a legal team working with us. We have a lawyer. We have like, this is not like this is not common with you know with meme tokens like we are. End of the day, we're a meme token and we're developing utilities as well. But we also have a partnership with one of the, you know, biggest market makers in this space. I'm pretty sure they can tell you something about CLS and how they are helping us on the long term. Um, and you know, for the regular investors, it's like, oh, this what does that mean? Like, no, like we're doing these partnerships with, you know, with these big dogs because we see what's coming, um, not in weeks, but in months and years, right? When
Yes,
is the
it's
next Netflix? When is the next Squidgrow Netflix series coming up? Think about
yeah.
that.
Who knows, man?
Think about that. Think about that, right? We're not here for you know, for weeks or whatever. We're here to stay and grow and make, you know, make good moves, make great moves. And people have to understand we're taking this really serious, right? This is not a joke or anything. We really want to reach the billions, right? And if I'm gonna say something very, 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 um, yeah, would you buy Shiba Inu if it was at 40 million? Think about that.
Yeah, and just to clarify on your point, ISO, before we go away to another question, the CLS thing, we didn't touch on that too much. For those that don't know what a market maker is, it's what ensures your volume stays healthy on exchanges, right? They help make sure the order books on both sides of centralized exchanges are full so that you can actually do big buys or big sells if you have tokens on there. If you notice that some of the older projects, we'll say from the ETH days back around the time Shiba Inu came into inception, if you look at some of those older copycats, you'll find that they have tons of exchanges. But when you actually go on CoinMarketCap and look at their volume, you'll see their volume is oftentimes just a couple $100. And why is that? Well, I can promise you that once upon a time, they probably had some type of market making done either in house from their own project or from a third party and let it go. The thing is, with our partnership on CLS, we're not going to be letting that go. We'll keep that current, and that will keep that liquidity and that market cap and that trading volume on all these exchanges balanced, and it'll make it look healthy when you go and look at where we're available to purchase, so that if you actually want to go purchase on one of those exchanges as a new investor, you'll be able to do so. And that's just a small example of the longevity mindset that we have for the project. It's not just like some random random guy that does our market making. It's a legitimate, well-known company. And I would say they're top five for sure. You've only got a few more that are more prominent than them, and those are typically the ones you might deal with on like something like Binance or something where you need more output. But CLS, that's a great company, and we're happy to be with them. And that's a little minor example for you of how we're already thinking about 6 and 9 and 12 months from now.
Exactly. And don't forget, you know, a lot of people tend to just focus on Pancake Swap, right? We also have liquidity on the other exchanges, and that liquidity also grew with the project, right? So there's money to keep investing in this project. And to me, that's a sign. Like normally when I invest in projects myself, it's like, okay, how much money is available? How sustainable is this on the long run? And when I see like, okay, there's this on PancakeSwap, wait, there's crazy amount on Bitmart, there's some money on PKX, there's some money on, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. And you know, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna enjoy this ride, and you know, and grow my bag. That's how I roll,
Well, thank you for
basically.
the great answer. I appreciate it. I understand you want to hold a bunch of cards pretty close and reveal in due time, but sounds like you guys have a really good plan for the long term. And I can't wait to you and the community keep doing. And thank you for not announcing a metaverse on day one and having a shitty Unity engine demo by the second week.
We,
I
yo,
always
comment.
appreciate
We
that.
won't launch an NFT marketplace. Like, don't like. Oh man, like it's so funny with all these other like actually some of the bigger ones like that was the end of them by announcing like a zillion utilities and not focusing on the strengths of a couple of good ones. It's just all over the place. Let's do NFTs. Let's do NFT marketplace. Let's do staking, farming, blah 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 blah. And end of the day, they did all the utilities, but then what? Like, you know, you have to have a solid game plan, and for us, it's in development. And
You have to have value too. You have to be able to
exactly.
when you bring utility, you want to know why am I bringing that utility? Not just because I feel like it makes my market cap go up, but because it actually adds value to something or even solves a problem even better. And that's the type of mindset we have with the utilities that we're going to bring out. And the first, the ones that we have right now that you've seen, the staking and farming, everybody knows who's in them. Those rewards are juicy. They are nice, right? And so that's an attraction, and we know that. And so when it comes to further utilities, we're going to make sure that they have a place within our project and that makes sense.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yo, I just want to say, man, Shitoshi, bro, thank you for everything, bro, you have done for the community, man, and thank you for bringing out this wonderful project, bro. Man, you're a legend, bro. I told you that, man, many a times, bro. Saying tweeted about it or whatever, bro, you're a legend. It's a lot of people, bro, man, that lives, man, that you're changing, man. People, man, that never ever got to talk to a billionaire before in their life, yet alone, man, a millionaire, bro. So, thanks for all you do, man. The Huntsman, bro. Thanks for all, man. The Twitter raise, bro. Everything you do, man. Man, you're a wonderful guy. R-Dub, bro. You're a great guy too, man. And man, just thanks, man, for doing what you guys are doing, man, and to help changing other people's lives, bro. People who never made a 10x or 20x, you know what I'm saying, in the crypto. I got people in here, man. This is their first crypto ever. So man, shout out to everything you're doing, bro. I've been in since day one. I think like an hour after lunch. I've been in, bro, and man, I'm not selling this thing, bro, till we get to billions, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. I'm glad to hear that you got in early at the top. We were at 2,000 X's, so in this market, that's pretty impressive in my opinion. But thank you for your kind words, man. And again, it is about the everyday investors, and that's one of the main reasons we decided to launch on the BSC first, and then bridge to the Ethereum. In my personal opinion, I think more so the everyday investor is going to be more inclined to invest on the BSC side. The gas fees are a lot cheaper, obviously, and a lot less intimidating. So, you know, when we drop our bridge, the everyday investors that have not dabbled on the Ethereum side, they'll definitely have the option and ability to kind of cross over and try the east side out. I love Ethereum. Obviously that's where a big chunk of my money is held, and I'd like to, there's a lot of people that it's either BSC or Ethereum. There's not a whole lot of everyday investors that invest into both of them, and I think we'll be able to change that. For a lot of people. I'm just definitely excited, man, for everything we have coming, and thank you for your kind words, man.
Hey, I'm excited too. You guys have given us some alpha. We've done a $200 giveaway. You've told us about the history of Squidgrow and the future and a lot of reasons to be bullish on it. I'm coming up on a hard stop here. I'm gonna have to head out, but I really appreciate all of your time. I appreciate what you've given my people about your token, about your project. I hope they're as excited as I am. And we'll have to do this again, man. We'll have to do a Squid Games death battle. Let me challenge somebody in a Telegram game, and I'll put my bag up against them.
Wow, that's some straight Squid Game stuff right there.
That's
Winner
Squid Games,
takes
bro.
all.
We got to do
Oh my
Squid
gosh.
Games.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
All right.
I'll do a sub bag or something. I'll have a separate. We'll do a $200 or $500 or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely like a Russian roulette type of game right there.
I'll DM you about it. Let's set it up, man. But seriously, appreciate your time. Appreciate all your people. Huntsman, R-Dub, Dane, ISO, all your community members who came and said what's up. Squidgrow Joe. Appreciate all of you guys. And we'll catch you guys next time.